Okay, so in the last section, I talked to you about the task types and the people types and more of the introverted versus the extroverted. And you're going to see these things kind of play out in these next descriptors that I'm going to give you. So we're basically breaking the four personality types down into a couple of different groups: guarded versus open, and indirect versus direct. So in the guarded spaces, it's those task-oriented types that I talked about, the C's and the D's. Those are your guarded types. You're not going to get as much information out of them as quickly as you do those people types, right? Their answers are going to be a little shorter. They're not going to come out and talk to you about their family right away. Now, they love their families, and their families are extremely important to them and their loved ones. You're just not going to see an outward display as much as you would with the open types. They may have less pictures on their desks, or you might not see a whole lot of personal information. They're going to hold that information a little closer to their chest, and that is going to be reserved for people that know them very well. Now, on the opposite end of that are those people types that we talked about, right? So that's going to be your open types. That's going to be your S's and your I's. All right, so just think about that. And I said people types. So when you talk with somebody who leads with their I or leads with their S, the people types, remember I talked about salespeople and nurses and teachers. I mean, these are the people that if you say, tell me about your family, you are going to get the entire story, right? And as you should, because that's the way they function, and they're very open, and they're going to be fascinated to hear your stories as well. You're going to see more pictures. You're going to see very easily displays of their life. You'll see, even if they're single and they have no family, you're going to see pictures of girlfriends on a girls' weekend, or guys out having a couple of beers. Their life is an open book, and they will gladly share that book with you. In fact, they want you to read that book. So there you go. Now we're going to break it down versus direct and indirect, and this is where that extroverted versus introverted side comes in. So if you look at this graphic, on the right side is that more extroverted side. So you've got the D's and the I's. All right. So direct people are going to make more statements. Hey, I want some ice cream. We need to do this. All right, I'm ready to go. This is what we need to do. They're going to be more statements, right? With people that are direct. They're not going to beat around the bush. Now, like the I's, they may talk a lot, but they're going to let you know what they want. And because they're wired to get what they want, and they know that sometimes less words are going to get them what they want. Okay. And D's are just direct anyway. So they're going to let you know. So now flipping to the indirect side, those people that are more on that introverted side, you're going to get more suggestions or requests. Well, here's the way I think we should do it. Let's try it this way. What do you think if we do this? Wouldn't it be better for everybody else if we tried it this way? That's the words that an S would use. Okay. So you've got your direct and your indirect here. So keep those in mind, just those two different scenarios, guarded versus open, direct versus indirect, because we're going to start breaking that down even a little more so that you can figure out what somebody's personality type is in a pretty short amount of time. We'll also do a little more digging into each type and what they're looking for. As a matter of fact, In the next one, we're going to talk about the guarded types, which is the C and the D.